Hey guys, I wanted to do a very quick guide for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, salvaging and making a little bit of money very early on in the game. So here we are on Gormont, and one of the very first things that you'll notice up on top on the right is that I have 2 stars, but originally you will start with 0 stars. Stars basically mean prestige. The more you buy and sell things to vendors, the cheaper things will become. So normally what you will want to do is buy normal cylinders and then eventually silver cylinders. They're 500 gold at first, but then eventually they get cheaper by 50 gold each time, and then the silver cylinders will drop about 100 or 200 bucks depending on how much you level up. So this character right here is the exchange, and basically this is the person that you want to sell everything to. Not only because it will level up the city, but you will start making a profit not only early on, but much more profitable later on. So early on, using normal cylinders, you'll get a lot of screws in your scraps. Basically what that means is that you'll make a little bit of profit, but you'll never lose money, and you'll still level up the town, meaning that when you buy more cylinders later on, they will become cheaper. As you start using silver cylinders, you will find rarer items, and they're like a little bit sparkly. Some of them are red, some of them are yellow, and basically what that means is that you can sell them for much more of a profit. So here we are basically at the very first salvage point, super early in the game, that's readily available to you. And this mini game shows up very early on, but you don't have to worry about it if you mess it up a couple of times, because you'll eventually do this enough times that you will basically become an expert at it. So in that instance, you actually saw me use a normal cylinder, but as you build up your capital, you'll basically want to start only using silver cylinders because they basically give you much more rare items. Normally you will have a couple of scraps here or there. Using normal cylinders, a monster will usually always pop, and you'll have a treasure chest. The treasure chests change depending upon how rare it gets. The more common chests are usually silver, but there are also red ones. Those are a little bit more rarer if you're using the silver cylinders. There will also be times not only that you will find 1 treasure chest, but 2 and sometimes even 3. So all this does is actually maximize your profitability per cylinder use, and that's the point of all this. That as you level up the city, cylinders become cheaper to buy, you will get more scraps for them, and you get more profit. Another thing you're getting while you're doing all this is that you're getting common core crystals from the normal trash mobs that you're simply killing by doing all this. Couple this with getting boosters from the items you're selling at the exchange, it means having rare blades very early on in the game for your playthrough. Well, I was actually in the process of trying to get a rare blade and doing all this. I found a blade with salvaging bonus. So every time I actually do that salvaging run now, I get extra items because of the blade. So as you head back into town, the first thing you want to trade in to the exchange is usually the items at the bottom, because they will give you the boosters. Some of them will give you 2 boosters per trade in, some of them will give you 1, some of them will have more gold as a reward, some will have less. Ultimately, you want to trade in from the bottom up as you progress and you have more silver cylinders to play around with. Hopefully this little bit of a guide helps you guys early on in the game to make a little bit of money. I kind of put it together on the fly, so maybe it's not as good and more polished as my other videos, but hopefully you guys can forgive. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more Xenoblade 2 videos.